Hey everybody, Steve Bergen here, and we're going to take a first look at EduCreations. And I've got some notes on the bottom. I'll make sure that I get them done. You'll choose the type of paper in the bottom left, the plus sign to duplicate the page, etc. And the most important part, if it's a challenge, is understanding the audio. Okay, so let us take a look and let us get going. Here's EduCreations. I will tell you I've had a love-hate affair with EduCreations, and because until I really understood the anomalies about the audio, I was annoyed by this app and hated it. Okay, I'm going to pretend I'm giving a lesson on fractions. So I am going to, on this screen, type 1/2 plus 1/3. And then I will use the nice feature in the bottom left that duplicates the page and the ink. So now notice on the bottom I am right over here where it says page 2 of 2. Notice that I am now on second page. So at this point I am going to show the student that it's 3/6 plus 2/6, and I will circle the 6 so I can talk about it. And now I will duplicate the page in ink, and now on the next screen I will erase the top part, and I will write the answer is 5/6. And let me get to the part about the audio. So notice I have slide 3, slide 2, slide 1. Those are my 3 slides. If this were just a PowerPoint, I would save it and be done with it, but it's not. It's a presentation that is seen as if there's a camera on me while I'm recording it. So I'm going to press the record button so you'll see how this works, and I'll try to talk to you while I'm recording it. Hi boys and girls. Today we're going to take on, in 4th or 5th grade, one of my most special problems, which is 1/2 plus 1/3. Half, as you know, if there's a whole circle, half is that amount right over there. And then 1/3 of a circle, which is much harder to draw, but 1/3 of a circle is approximately this. So what happens when you have 1/2 plus 1/3? Most of the 3rd and 4th graders in this country get this problem wrong. There are some older people who get this problem wrong. Let's take a look at the next slide. It looks to me that the person here has 6ths, right, and has changed into 6. Now we do know that 2 times 3 is 6, so that probably 6 is what we're going to learn to use as the common denominator. So 1/2 is 3/6, that's legitimate, and 1/3 is 2/6, that's legitimate. Go back to our original picture. 1/2 plus 1/3, that fraction plus that. So what we're really doing is saying if we want to add 2 fractions, we have to get them to have the same denominator. So 1/2 is the same as 3/6. So if we take the 1/2 and we divide the circle into 6, this becomes 3/6. And if I were to make this into 6 pieces, you see there's 1, 2, 3, and that's 3/6 plus 2/6. And that's why the person in this problem changed the denominator to 6, but then had to make the tops also be matching, because 1/2 has to be 3/6 and 1/3 has to be 2/6. So finally, we get to the answer of 5/6. And we're going to have a bunch of problems like this for you to practice on. So as a matter of fact, why don't you right now see if you can find 1/3 plus 1/4. Okay? And I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Teachers, I have just chosen pause. You can choose pause when you're recording. I recorded 2 minutes and 42 seconds, right? And you're watching this video as I'm making a video in EduCreations. So during the making of the video, you can go from slide 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, back to 1, back to 2, back to 3. You can go back and forth as you want. But what it's doing is it's basically filming you. And in filming you, it's done in real time. So the first few times I used this, I didn't like it because I was thinking of it as a slideshow, but it has to be with audio. Audio is not an option. It's all about the audio. And so as you're recording, and you have this great flexibility to pause it, but as you're recording, when you're doing this, right, that's exactly what the video is going to be. The video is going to be showing you what was done on the screen while, in fact, you were recording. So if you want it to be like PowerPoint and you don't want any audio, you still have to press the record button, go to slide 1 for 5 seconds, go to slide 2 for 5 seconds. Maybe there's going to be no audio, but at least you have to have that duration of time. Now I'll come back here and finish this off with the student. Okay, students, by now you probably, working in teams, have figured out that 12 is a good denominator because 3 times 4 is 12. And I see that Sally has 4/3, right? And I see that you, Bob, has 3/12, 4/12 and 3/12. And therefore, every single one of you in the class got the answer right of 7/12. And that's really, really good. Because like I said, as we go back, a lot of people get this problem wrong. Some people say it's 2/5. Some people say it's 1/6. No, 1/2 plus 1/3 is 5/6. And that's the answer I want you to know as you move ahead in math. And now I want you to have lots and lots of practice on adding these fractions to get the right answer. Okay, teachers, I've made my 3-minute and 42-second video. I'm going to now choose done. I'm going to save the lesson. I will just call it for now Steve 1. Description's optional. If I want other people to see it, I have to make it public if there's a bunch of people. But if all I want, right, is just for me to share the link, I am pretty sure that I can save it as private and then email it to you or email it to somebody else. When you're back at your main screen, you have a feature that I should have pointed out to you, but I forgot, that you can turn the computer, the iPad, into left-hand mode. So turning into left-hand mode, right, if you're a lefty, is advantageous. I forgot to share that with you. Okay? Looking back on the list of things that I said I was going to teach you, I forgot to tell you about choosing the type of paper because I got carried away with the whole idea of the audio. So when you make a new lesson, in the bottom left, right, the second icon from the bottom left lets you choose the kind of paper you want to be writing on. And so that would be line paper. We did the left-hand mode, but it's actually at the bottom right. So sorry about that. That was bottom right. The arrows at the bottom for next previous page we did. I never told you about clearing the page versus clearing the ink, so that when you get a picture, and I will get a picture from my camera roll. And here's a picture that's going to turn to a project with pic collage that I made. But that picture now is going to be a picture that's different than the ink, right, that I put on here. So when I go to the eraser, if I click once on the eraser, I can do some erasing. If I click and look, I can clear the whole page or just the ink. If I clear the ink, it just takes that away, whereas if I clear the page, it takes that away. I hope you see the difference. The ink that's on the page is different than the graphic that's on the page. And that's the reason why when you go to duplicate, you can duplicate just the page, and if I do that, I get this, or you can duplicate the page and the ink, and then I have the by Steve and I have the ink that's on there. So the ink is a separate layer than the graphic that's on there.